Hi there, it is Kirsty here from Uploans, and I am going to give you today my very best tip for people who are in the early stages of looking at buying. You're in research stage. Your homepage is probably realestate.com.au. Sometimes I describe realestate.com.au as like almost like a cult because you get addicted to it and you want to look at it all the time. Sometimes that doesn't go away even after you've bought your property. But what I want to show you is a little tip for using realestate.com.au. I'm going to show you it on a desktop computer. It's very easy to do with your phone as well. All you need to do is exactly the same thing on your phone as what I'm talking about on my computer. So what I'm going to do is screen share, and I'm going to bring up this wonderful little property in St. Leonard's that sold late last year. I know this property well because I had 3 of my clients make offers on this property. And the cool thing about realestate.com.au is that you can go back and look at properties you've looked at previously and you can find out what they sold for. So we can see that this one here sold for $530,000 on 25th of November 2021. Now, I know the agent, Jesse from Harrison Agents, on this one pretty well, and we were chatting at the time because I kept letting him know how good my buyers were who'd made offers on it and how wonderful they were. Sadly, of the 24 offers that this property had, none of my buyers were successful. But the really important thing that I want you to remember with this one is that this property, which sold for $530,000, I assume it was sold to a mainland investor. That's a guess. It could have been a local investor, but I did see it pop up on the rental market not too long afterwards. But this property, which sold for $530,000, was listed at offers over $375,000. Now, when you're having a look around at properties, it can get very, very easy to get sort of your sense of what a property's value is based on what it's being marketed at. But it's super important to go back and look at them once they've sold, but then so that you can get a feel for what properties are being listed for versus what they're selling for. My very best tip for you, and it's a really simple one, is that when you find a property that you like, let's say it was this one, you can see when we originally screen printed this, it was listed at best offer over $489,000. Now, what I would encourage you to do, whether you're on a desktop or on your phone, is when you find a property you like that seems like it might be something that's the sort of property you're interested in looking at, take a screen print of it, because then what you can do is once you've taken that screen print, and in this case it's showing that Francis Street was listed at best offers over $489,000, when it sells you can then refer back to what it sold for. So here you can see that that one ended up selling at $600,000. So from best offers over $489,000 to being sold for $600,000 in January of this year. And it's really, really good because what it does is it not only gets you a feel for the market, feel for what's happening, but it gets you a feel for when prices are going to be substantially different to what they're being marketed for. And I'm an ex-real estate agent, as lots of you know. We talk to the real estate agents so much. You need to know that the real estate agents are not out there deliberately listing things low to break your hearts. Most of the time, it's a very tough gig being a real estate agent. And sometimes you can list a property for a price that you feel is reasonable and is competitive, is going to generate a lot of interest, but you don't know that someone won't fall in love with it, put in a knockout offer, or that there might not be multiple people putting in really big offers. So if we head down to Hobart, we can see this really cute little cottage in West Hobart, super adorable, listed at best offers or offers over $895,000, which then sold for $1.15 million just before Christmas. So again, really important to get a sense for what properties are being listed for versus what they're selling for. Now we've got this one here also in Hobart. We've just done a random sampling of properties. I just asked my team to screen print a couple in a couple of different suburbs and then we'd come back to them. So this one was best offers over $607,000. Unusual price range, and it sold for $717,000. So that sort of price jump of $110,000 over has been very common in the Hobart market for some time now, also becoming increasingly more common in the north of the state. And then the final one down here, we've got one in Malunga Street in Kings Meadows, offers over $399,000, which then sold for $475,000, and that was in November. So what I want you to remember is that there's no hard and fast rules in terms of how much you should offer over an ask price. Sometimes people say to me, can I offer under the ask price? Well, of course you can. It's an offer. The worst thing that they can say is no. Is it very common to see properties going for under the ask price at the moment? No, not really. And as you can see there, we just took a random sampling and there wasn't one that came up that went for under ask price. Most of them were substantially over the ask price. But basically what I usually say to people is you've got to go with your gut here. Look at the research, and your broker or bank can run research on the property for you. Look at the properties that you've seen out there in the marketplace and look at how this one feels like it would suit you. And if you made an offer, typically speaking, if there's multiple offers, you'll have to fill in a multiple offer form. And what that will say is there's multiple people making offers. Sometimes people say to me, are the agents, are they foxing me? Are they telling me there's more offers than they are? No, I've never heard of a case of an agent doing that in any recent times. There's no need to. There's plenty of buyers out there at the moment. So if an agent says it's multiple offer situation, there's multiple offers. And what you need to understand is that when it's multiple offer situation, you are very unlikely to get a second stab at it. It's not like they're going to come back to you and go, well, this person offered this and this person offered that. Can you come up a little bit more? Most of the time, they will accept or work only with one of those buyers who's put in the offer there. So what you need to come to grips with is if you've put in your offer, and let's say you've put it in at 450, if it's sold for 455, are you going to be okay with that? Does that feel okay with you? Is that an offer at 450 that you feel comfortable is your best offer? And if it is, fantastic, because then you know that whatever the outcome is, you've made a decision that you're really happy with. We've got a bunch of articles on our website as well about multiple offers, putting in offers, all of those sorts of things. If you're watching this on our website, we'll link to them below. It's a tough time out there at the moment. It's a very hot market. It's a seller's market. But hopefully this has been of some advice and some use to you. Don't forget you can screen print those properties as they're coming up, then go back and look at them for when they've sold. And that will give you those 2 points of reference, will help you get more in tune with the market and really help you just understand what's going on a lot better.